Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. Beta, this lecture is also in continuation of chapter 3 of Civics, and name of the chapter is Electoral Politics. Till now, we have discussed about the procedure of election, that how general elections are held in India. And today's topic is what makes election in India democratic. So, till now, we have read a lot about the unfair practices in election. Like newspaper and television reports often refer to such allegations. So most of these reports, these contains inclusion of false names and exclusion of genuine names in the voter list. It means the eligible voters, their name is deleted from the list, and the false names are added in the voter list. And with that, misuse of government facilities and officials by the ruling party, excessive use of money by rich candidates and big parties. Like you know that it is fixed that in Lok Sabha election the maximum expenditure can be 25 lakh, and for the legislative assembly election, state assembly election, the expenditure should not be more than 10 lakh. But uh, there is excessive use of money by rich candidates. Then the next one is the intimidation of voters and rigging on the polling day. So many of these reports are correct. These incidents, most of the time, these are reported on the various constituency, on the various polling booth. So whenever we just read it, that this is we feel unhappy that we are living in a democratic country and still we are facing such problem. So but these problems are not of that scale that to defeat the very purpose of election, right? So this becomes clear if we ask a basic question: can a party win an election and come to power not because it has popular support but through electoral malpractices? So beta, our answer will be no. Only on the basis of malpractices, no political party can win the election, because in India there is an independent election commission. So our next topic is the Independent Election Commission of India. One simple way of checking whether elections are fair or not is to look at who conducts the election. And that particular body, whosoever is conducting the election, that is independent of the government or not, or the ruling party or the government pressurize or influence that institution, and do that do they have enough powers to be able to conduct free and fair elections? So the answer to all these questions is quite positive for our country, and our answer is the Independent Election Commission of India. So in our country, elections are conducted by an independent and very powerful election commission. It enjoys the same kind of independence that the judiciary enjoys. But as you know, judiciary is also independent body that is free from any kind of influence and pressure from the legislature. So this way, election commission is also independent institution. The chief election commissioner, CEC, is appointed by the president of India, but once appointed, the chief election commissioner is not answerable to the president or the government. Even if the ruling party or the government doesn't like what the commission does, it is virtually impossible for it to remove the CEC. So chief election commissioner, that person became so powerful. And even do you know that very few election commissions in the world, they have such wide ranging power as the Election Commission of India have. So now the other points is those are related to the working of election commission. Like election commission takes decision on every aspect of conduct and control of elections, from the announcement of election to the declaration of result. It is the responsibility of election commission. Then it implements the code of conduct and punishes any candidate or party that violates it. And we read previously about the code of conduct, that various policies, various things are mentioned uh, under this code of conduct. Then the next one is, during the election period, the EC can order the government to follow some guidelines, like to prevent use and misuse of governmental power, to enhance its chances to win election, or to transfer some government official. As you know, when elections took place at that time, the ruling party is in existence. So this code of conduct or these all rules are applicable on the ruling party, that the government, that existing government cannot enhance its chances to win election. And now the next one is, when on election duty, government officers work under the control of the election commission, not under the government. And even in the last 15 years, last 25 years, the election commission has begun to exercise all its powers and even expand them. It is very common now for the election commission to reprimand the government and administration for their lapses. When election officials come to the opinion that polling was not fair in some booths or even an entire constituency, you must have heard sometime that there is some problem at some particular polling booth or in the whole constituency, then election commission can order a repoll. It means the fresh election will be held at that particular booth or constituency. And the ruling parties often do not like what the EC does, but they have to obey. This would not have happened if the election commission was not independent and powerful. This way, in India, election commission is an independent and very powerful institution which is responsible for the free and fair and democratic election in India. Now beta, the next topic that you can see, it is the popular participation. Now another way to check the quality of the election process is to see whether people participate in it with enthusiasm. If the election process is not free or fair, people will not continue to participate in the exercise. So it depends, just to check the quality of the population, how much percentage of polling is there, that is also very important. Now you can see this chart beta, like here this on this line graph, this blue line denotes India's polling and this pink line denotes the UK polling. So, and if you will see here beta, there is an increasing trend, right? So people's participation in election is usually measured by voter turnout figure. Turnout indicates the percentage of eligible voters who actually cast their vote. You must have heard that there sometime news is there that 60% polling happened in that particular constituency. So this is known as the turnout figure. And over the last 50 years, the turnout in Europe and North America has declined. And in India, the turnout has either remained stable or actually gone up. So this way also we can check the participation of people. Now the second point is, in India, the poor, illiterate and underprivileged people vote in larger proportion as compared to the rich and privileged section. This is in contrast to a Western democracy. But in Western democracies, rich people, their polling rate is high, polling percentage is high. But in India, poor and illiterate people, their polling percentage is high. So, for example, in the United States of America, poor people, African Americans, and Hispanic vote much less than the rich and the white people. Now, with a third point, this is related to the common people in India attach a lot of importance to election. They feel that through election they can bring pressure on political parties to adopt policies and programs favorable to them. And they also feel that their vote matters in the way things are run in the country. So that is why for common people, elections are very important, which show the participation of people. Now, next point, that is the interest of voters in election related activities has been increasing over the years. During the 2004 elections, more than one third voters took part in a campaign related activities. Means people they participate in the election related activities, election campaigning, and more than half of the people identified themselves as being close to one or the another political party. So this in this way also we can check the participation of people, and if free and fair elections will not be held in India, this popular participation will not be there. So beta, this was the topic for today. Hope all of you have understood the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.